Hello everyone, welcome to our aTech channel. Today we're going to learn about the secret life of Einstein, the man whose brain scientists studied after his death to understand why he was such an icon. Before we begin, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. You'll discover different and original topics every day. And if you have any suggestions on topics we could cover, you can leave them in the comments of this video. Without further ado, here's the story of one of the most famous scientists in history in its entirety. Albert Einstein was born in a house southwest Germany on March 14, 1879. A normal, happy childhood. A few years later, his family moved away. He grew up with his younger sister. At the age of 5, he fell ill. To make him feel better, his father gave him a compass. Curious, Einstein was amazed with a needle that pointed north, regardless of the direction. From then on, everything fascinated him. He began to develop a passion for physics, although later he said that if he had not been a physicist, that he would probably have been a musician. He loved music, especially Mozart's sonatas. However, unlike many geniuses, Einstein was not a child prodigy. He began to speak properly at the age of 5, which worried his parents. At school, Albert Einstein finally made his mark. He attended a Catholic school even though he came from a Jewish family. Rumor had it that he failed mathematics, and that's not all. He admits that he mastered differential and integral calculus before the age of 15. For a time, his father Hermann ran a small electrochemical factory. However, he had trouble keeping it going. Eventually, the family moved to Italy in hope of finding new opportunities. Young Albert did not follow his family. He stayed to finish secondary education. He had a hard time. The other students hated him because success depended on the memorization and obedience to authority. He ignores them and rebels. He has tantrums. An exasperated teacher finally says that he will never get anywhere. Eventually, he renounced his German citizenship. He can no longer serve his country and does not belong to any country. He prefers to be a citizen of the world. Later, he became Swiss by moving there. He tried his luck at the prestigious Swiss Federal Institute and Technology, where he passed in mathematics and physics, but he got bad marks in linguistics, zoology, and botany. Worse, the exam was in French, which did not help him. Finally, he was not admitted to the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. He went to pursue his secondary education. As a good student, he obtained the highest grade possible of 6 in many subjects, including mathematics and physics, which, such high marks, he had an automatic admittance to the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, where he had initially failed the entrance exam. The genius enrolled in a 4-year mathematics and physics program. In the mindset of many calculus and formulas, he met the woman who would become his wife. Her name? Melva Marek. She was the only student in his physics class. After his death, Einstein's private letters were discovered in the 1980s. They caused a sensation because they revealed that the couple had a child out of wedlock. The hidden child was a girl. She was born in January 1902 in Siberia and was named Lyserol. The latter would have been adopted or would have died very young in an infectious disease due to the bacterium, according to the rumors. After the birth, Melva Marek joined Einstein in Switzerland without the baby. A year later, in 1903, the couple got married. Einstein's parents, who had always shown contempt for Melva, did not accept their union. The wedding took place in Bern in presence of 2 witnesses in 1904. Melina gave birth to their second child. His name was Hans. Edward was born in 1910. However, Hans Einstein felt that his father was not a good father. He notes that the only project he abandoned was him. Not only that, Einstein also graduated to teach physics and mathematics, but he had a hard time finding an academic position after 2 years of searching. Finally, he worked at Swiss Patent Office in Bern for 7 years. This job turned out to be a blessing in disguise. He had the opportunity to use his free time to work on scientific research. In 1905, there was the Year of Miracles. He wrote 4 articles in a German scientific journal that changed our way of seeing the universe, including the theory of light. For him, light consists of a flowing particles called photons. This is a photoelectric effect. And his second paper argued for the existence of atoms. This is called the Barrow motion. The name comes from the Baronist Robert Brown. He had observed the phenomenon earlier. His third and most famous discovery is the theory of relativity. It is the basis of the most famous formula in the world, E equals mc squared. And his fourth paper gave us his equation that shows how energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. With time, Einstein gained prestige. He continued to teach physics at the University of Prague, Zurich, and Berlin, where he regained his German nationality. He spent his time there during the First World War. The war was so painful for him that he started to write to his first love, Mary Winterler. This is also the reason that he separates from his wife. He divorced in 1919. He married his first cousin, Elsa Lowenthal, with whom he had affairs for years. Moreover, in 1922, he received the Nobel Prize in Physics, which had not been awarded, for his contributions to theoretical physics, and especially for his discovery of the law of photoelectric effect. Einstein became famous overnight. He began to travel abroad and went to Asia, the Middle East, and the United States, where he gave lectures to Columbia University and Preston. He soon realized that he could never return to Germany. In the meantime, the Nazis were in power. He is hated because he is Jewish. He is considered an enemy. They would want to kill him. Back in Europe, he goes to Belgium, where he renounces his German nationality. He then left for England to choose to immigrate to the United States. He became a professor at the Institute for Advancement Study in Princeton, New Jersey. He remained there for the rest of his life. Later, scientists are looking for the equation E equals mc squared to make the atomic bomb. Einstein hates war and spends so much of his time writing about peace. He is shocked by the rise of the fascism. He wrote a letter to Princeton Roosevelt in 1939 warning him that the Nazis were working on an atomic bomb. Washington considered him a security risk because of the association with the peace movement. In addition, in 1946, he visited Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. He gave a speech in which he called racism a white man's disease. Yet these diaries reveal racist attitudes toward others. In 1952, Israel Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion offered Einstein the presidency. He refused. Later in 1955, Albert Einstein went to the hospital in Princeton, New Jersey. He refused to undergo surgery. He died the next day on April 18, 1955, of a ruptured aneurysm. His ashes were scattered in a secret location along the Delaware River. Pathologist Thomas Harvey extracted his brain so the scientists could understand why he was so smart. His brain was missing a border region called the lateris sulcus. Today, his brain is in pieces at the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia. And that's it. We've reached the end of our topic for Einstein's secret life. Did you know that Albert Einstein started speaking properly at the age of 5? Did you know about these hidden details we've presented? What other genius inspires you? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed our topic of the day, leave us a little blue thumbs up. Make sure that you don't miss our next topic. Feel free to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Thanks for sticking around until the end of the video, and I'll see you soon on aTech.